6.5 years I was in office, as I say, we adopted virtually every good idea from the better government competition that came to us. Just to tick off a couple, in 1991, we had reorganization of the MBTA. These are all winners of the Pioneer competition. And we privatized the MBTA's real estate management. In 1992, we had an environmental initiative out of Pioneer. We streamlined wetland permitting procedures and made the Commonwealth reuse a lot of wastewater biosolids, increased that by 15-fold. In 1993, there was a healthcare initiative, nurse-managed clinics, which improved access and cut costs, particularly in Western Mass. 1994 was the first salvo in welfare reform, which became a signature issue in Massachusetts when we introduced the work requirement for welfare, which cut the rolls by 85%.
The problem that the paper addressed was the sizing of the Deer Island treatment plant, which was part of the Boston Harbor cleanup. The Pioneer Institute, as part of this awards program, issued a paper that raised questions. It was a thought-provoking paper, actually, that raised questions as to whether the plant was oversized. The federal judge agreed with the MWRA and with the Pioneer Institute that part of that plant could be reduced. The impact of the paper was that we were able to save the ratepayers $165 million in construction costs by eliminating the fourth battery of secondary treatment.
When we started Florida Virtual School, we were really charged with being very innovative, very creative, going beyond the status quo and creating something that was completely new. So students who are struggling, who come to us, who do not think that they're a learner, if they're given the proper environment, the proper instruction, a relationship with a teacher who believes in them, and they feel loved and they feel cared about, we have seen them blossom. They can move at a pace that's conducive to them, their needs, where they can learn to believe in themselves again. And sooner rather than later, they start to discover that not only are they a learner, but they also actually kind of like it. And all of a sudden, students who wanted to drop out from school want to be math teachers or engineers.
And when you look at the program, you see that people who are dually eligible for both Medicaid, the program for lower income Americans, and Medicare, primarily for senior citizens, that this overlap of people are often the oldest, the sickest, the most needy, and often with the largest number of health problems. And yet they were getting the worst care and costing the most money. That is clearly a place to start with policy solutions. In Massachusetts, the 9 million dual eligibles take up about 15% of the patient population, but 40% of the costs. And so our commission offered as its really major recommendation a program called Medicaid Advantage to again devolve power and control to the states so that they have greater control over the financing to come up with the kinds of solutions that work for their patient populations. And this idea was accepted by the, as I said, by the Medicaid Commission.
The great thing about Pioneer's work is it's not just pie in the sky, it's stuff you can actually do something with. And I can say this as governor and as a former player in the Pioneer space. What an honor it is for me to stand here tonight in front of all of you to have the chance to thank you for continuing to support this wonderful organization that over the course of those many years has been able to provide guidance, advice, great people, and a terrific sense of what's possible to all of us here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Thank you very much.